Well, let's get into the campaigning and merchandising with Lester Munson. He's a principal in the International with BGR Government Affairs and joins me live in studio. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So give us some idea about the process of really picking out these logos, these colors, and these marketing strategies for political campaigns.
Well, it's a tricky business because these campaigns are ultimately about winning votes, and you get votes with a message. So if you can use your merchandise to advance your message or amplify your message, then you're going to do well. President Trump did that, as we noted earlier, with his Make America Great Again hats. It was really what his campaign was about, or what he wanted it to be about, and it was a great way of delivering the message. So candidates are looking for a way to use graphics to show their message.
And as we saw with the MAGA hats, really a big hit among his supporters, how much does reinforcing your political slogans through merchandise, how much of an impact does that make in the long run?
Well, I think it can help. I don't know that it's essential. You think back to, well, think right now for Joe Biden, who's leading the field for the Democrats and leading in most of the important states right now. His swag, is not very compelling. He's kind of a boring candidate, but he's seen as the guy who's most likely to beat Trump, so Democrats are saying they're going to support him. Now, he may end up losing the Iowa caucuses. We don't know who's going to win, of course, but right now he's ahead, and I don't think his merchandise has really helped him. In kind of seems like the fact that he's boring has kind of helped him.
Well, that's an interesting approach, sort of the anti-swag, if you will. Now, what about the revenue that some of this merchandise can actually bring in? How valuable is this to a campaign?
Well, I think campaigns can make a little bit of money if something catches hold, but, they're probably not making a ton. If they sell you a T-shirt for $10, it probably costs them $8, so they're not making a lot of money. What it can do is give them access to a certain number of donors. Right now, the Democrats have a rule that you have to have, I think it's 225,000 donors just to be in the debate tonight. So those 6 folks standing up there each have a minimum of that number of donors to their campaign. So if you can sell that many T-shirts, you're going to have that many donors. It can help you.
Now, what are some of the highlights from the Democratic candidates that you've seen in terms of how they've approached sort of merchandising and getting their messages across?
Well, I think Kamala Harris had her For the People, which was kind of a bold-looking, had some interesting coloration to it with some earthy tones. It didn't really help her, she's already out of the race, but it was kind of a nice, fresh look, and it kind of gave her a little snap, I think, at least at the beginning.
And usually is the swag pretty much reflective of the person themselves? Obviously, we have a very stark, bright color with the Make America Great Again hats. Are we seeing similar effects with the other candidates?
I think we're yet to see the thing that's really going to catch hold and be like a national phenomenon. Trump has that red tie he wears all the time. It matches the red hat. Red is associated with the Republican Party now, so it all kind of seem pretty symmetrical. I've yet to see the Democrat who's really kind of figured out a way to grab a hold of that phenomenon and make it work for him.
So historically, in terms of campaigns that have really made an impact for a political candidate, who really stands out for better or worse?
Well, you go back to the first televised debate, JFK, won the debates in public. He looked good on TV. He kind of conveyed an image of success and youth and vigor, whereas Richard Nixon looked kind of old and pasty, and he didn't do as well. So that was kind of the first instance in U.S. presidential campaigns where the look was more important maybe than the substance.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, we know that obviously a slogan or a turn of phrase can get viral in just a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
How are some of these companies able to turn this around so quickly? Is there any sort of murkiness when it comes to trademarks?
Well, the technology's advanced to the point where you can market a whole new T-shirt, just after, like, if there's a special turn of phrase tonight at the debate in Iowa, and someone really catches a hold with, like Feel the Burn or it's huge or something like that from Bernie Sanders, and they can print the T-shirts tomorrow and start selling them on the internet almost instantly. So as long as they've got a graphic designer and kind of put the idea down on either paper or cotton or whatever it is rather quickly, they can produce it and mail it to you. It's not that hard.
And so just how calculated is it in terms of sort of the social media strategy that's involved in really tailoring everything together, the message, the look, the image, and the impact?
Well, it's got to all work together for a candidate to be successful. Trump did that, of course, although, let's be clear, Hillary Clinton actually got more votes than he did, although he won the Electoral College, which is the whole point. But Hillary Clinton had a campaign that was very good, but her slogan was, "I'm with her." And that's what you saw on the bumper stickers. And I couldn't help but think if it said, "She's with me," she would have won. Just a more compelling, like, make it about the voter. Trump made it about America and making America great again. If you can convey your message directly to the people and make it matter to them, then you have a really good chance to win their vote.
So just quickly, what should we be watching for in tonight's debate in terms of ways that a candidate can really stand out in terms of their image and how they present themselves to the American voters?
Well, I think they've got to stay within themselves. They've got to go to their core message. You know, for example, Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota, she's got this kind of this Midwestern kind of moderate approach. If she can live that and show that she can win and that she's smart and that she's going to make a coherent argument that appeals a little bit to the left but mostly to the middle, and that she can be a good alternative to President Trump, she could surge in the polls, and you could see her up there in the top 3 or 4 candidates. Right now she's about 5 or 6. She's got a real chance to make a difference tonight, so I'm watching her.
We certainly know how quickly things can change in these situations. Great to have you on. Lester Munson there, Principal in the International with BGR Government Affairs.